in the 1960s, when the Vietnam War was getting out of control, you could see Lyndon Johnson's presidency slipping away day by day, and to the point where he felt so powerless, he just declined to stand for re-election. It doesn't feel like that's the case with Putin. No. That despite how bad this is, Janice, he seems to be politically stronger than ever. I don't know. Is that your sense?
It is. It is. Now, let's look at the difference. The Vietnam War was very, very far away, and Americans couldn't really understand in any meaningful way what it was about. And Lyndon Johnson couldn't explain it, by the way. And the second big thing, Steve, there was a universal draft in the United States. You remember this, the efforts that people made to get themselves draft exempt. Thousands of kids went to college.
No, some developed bone spurs, if I recall.
Yes, some developed bone spurs, exactly.
That might be a reference to the current president. But anyway, moving on.
So, in Russia, there still is not a universal draft. There are mobilization calls, but there is not a universal draft. And until and unless, and Putin has not done it for that reason, because one of the most incendiary things is a universal draft when the public is actually not convinced that a war is necessary. You don't want to send your kid to fight under those circumstances, especially given the high casualty rate on this front. And Putin, frankly, is a much better communicator to the Russian people than Lyndon Baines Johnson ever was to the American people. He could never explain. Vladimir Putin has no trouble explaining that this is a civilizational moment for the Russian Empire. And Donald Trump believes that as well, believes that story. They both agree on this one. You saw when he issued his national security strategy, Donald Trump, this week, Vladimir Putin was one of the earliest to come out and say, well, this is a great strategy that the United States has issued.